I've been unemployed since birth. I've never been anyone's employee and no one has truly been my boss. And that wasn't a problem when I was in high school, but now that I'm in university, things are very different. No one told me that uni would have such a manageable workload. Like, I only have to go to school 3 days a week, and even then, I'm not occupied the entire day. So now I have a lot more free time that I know what to do with. Sure, I can just study, but for who? And for what? To get a degree, you just need to meet a threshold, and you don't even get a pat in the back for doing really well. So, what should I do with my newfound free time? I mean, the answer is pretty obvious: get a job. Almost all of my uni classmates are employed, and the ones that aren't are looking to be. It makes sense. You get workplace exposure, gain new skills, and of course, you get some money, which will grant any young adult a great sense of independence. So, there was also this peer pressure to get a job. If everyone else could handle it, then I'm sure I can too. Like, how hard can it be? Turns out, I'll never get to find out because, quite frankly, no one wants to hire me. At first, I was picky. I looked for casual jobs around my area and focused on my preferences, like working at a restaurant or a supermarket. I applied and no one got back to me. Your application is unlikely to proceed further, is all I ever heard. So I thought, hey, maybe there's something wrong with my application. I was the president of a few clubs in high school and my grades were pretty good, and I mentioned that all in my CV. So maybe I was a bit too qualified for those jobs. So I stripped down my CV, applied again, and yet still, no one got back to me. After some time, I even stopped being picky and applied to all sorts of different places, even the ones that were like hours away from where I lived. But still, no one wanted me. That's weird, I thought to myself. I had applied to at least 30 different places. Are they really that picky? Or do they just have like a lot of options? I asked my employed friends how they did it, and apparently a lot of them were hired through the power of networking. So I tried it. And not just me, my entire circle. Everyone I knew called up everyone they knew and asked if anyone was hiring a casual uni student. Most of them only offered full-time roles. I mean, fair enough. But there were 2 instances that gave me some hope. One of my aunts had come through. She knew the manager of a McDonald's branch, and I honestly thought that this was my break. There's no way McDonald's could say no. I'm sorry, but he's too old. But we'd prefer to give this opportunity to someone under the age of 18. Dang, I can't believe I got rejected from McDonald's. That was just downright embarrassing, and honestly made me feel pretty worthless. Do they not think I know how to flip a burger? The other job offer was unfortunately even worse. The job was a cleaner for a cleaning company that cleaned various hotels. Not ideal, definitely not the kind of work that I was looking for, but I've learned that you can't always get what you want and you must be ready to compromise. So I said yes. I may not enjoy the job, but at least I'll be getting paid and I can finally fill in the experience section of my CV. Great, they replied. We'll need you to work for 4 days. Wait, I have uni for 3 days, and if I work for 4 days, that means I won't get a single day off. I just couldn't do that. Working 7 days a week is not healthy. So, unemployed I remained. Although I was in a frantic search, I was never truly desperate. I'm very fortunate in the sense that I'm in the position to exist without needing to work for money. So I don't have that necessity like I absolutely need a job, otherwise there won't be food on the table. But I still felt like I was wasting my time sitting at home doing nothing apart from studying, and that too, studying just for the sake of it. Winter break arrived and I had nothing to do for 4 weeks. So I decided to fly back home to Fiji. And on my 3rd day in Fiji, I got a job offer. It was a weekend job as a receptionist at a sushi place that was only 40 minutes away from where I lived. It was perfect. I don't think I ever replied to an email faster. Yes, I'd love to do it, I told them. Perfect, they replied. Just send in your tax registration number and we'll get started. But of course I didn't have a TRN. They were like, oh, it's fine, we can wait. I quickly went online to apply for one, and turns out you can't apply for one if you're offshore. So I had to go back to Australia and apply for my TRN, and when I finally got it around 3 whole weeks later, I think you know where this is going. I was too late and my dream job was gone. This made me question everything. What were the odds that the perfect opportunity came at the one time that I couldn't grasp it? It made me wonder, like, what if I'm not destined to ever work in a customer service role? But that's what everyone's doing. Like, what else am I supposed to do with all this time? It's not like I can get hired for like a full-time job. Why not start a YouTube channel? I thought to myself. Like, I know how to edit videos, and I know that I do enjoy the process. So I began making videos. But YouTube doesn't actually substitute for a job. It feels more like an investment. And for me personally, it's an investment that's showing no returns. And I'm not talking just monetary. Posting a video on YouTube doesn't really give me a sense of accomplishment, which is a feeling that I'm sure you'd understand if you're also a content creator. I think it's because no one is really watching. I don't get much feedback or interactions, and because of that, I feel like I'm wasting my time yet again. It'd be different if my videos were actually helping someone or making a difference. Right now, it's just me singing in my bathroom. But then again, do I even want to work though? Is it worth getting caught in the endless race of capitalism? What's the difference between rotting your life away working and rotting your life away doing nothing? Well, one thing that comes to mind is happiness. I'm not too thrilled being on my phone every day. But then again, every employed person that I know fundamentally isn't happy either. So maybe getting a job is not the solution. But it would still be a pretty good distraction that pays. Well, it's not like I have any control over my employment status anyway. Even now, I'm still applying for jobs and still not hearing back from anyone. I never got the answer of why I'm so unemployable. And maybe I never will. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I think I'm going to call my lemonade stand a YouTuber. Oh, and by the way, if this sounds like something you're going through as well, don't worry, you're not alone. In the end, we'll all be just fine.